Yeah, good morning, guys. This is me, your brother, your friend. You might see me right here this morning. It's going to be a very quick one, because of the nature of the job that I do. So I'll just come out a little bit early to air my view, and I believe many of you are going to watch this video maybe later in the day when you had a chance, or those of you who are still asleep, when you're waking up from sleep, you're going to come around and you're going to see this video either on the YouTube page, or on Facebook or Instagram, as the case may be. This morning, I want to talk about the BATIST and its Muslim ticket. It's one of the most trending issue in Nigeria. Since on Sunday when Bola Ahmed Tinubu, popularly known as the Jagaban of Lagos, actually unveiled his VP, President, Vice President, for the 2023 general election. And since then, there have been some a lot of brouhaha on the street of Nigeria. Both the Muslim and the Christian communities are reacting, some in support, while many are engaged. And I felt this morning I'm going to also air my view, put my own thought into place, then why I allow the electorate to actually decide. Like Bishop Coker said in his statement, that we don't need to get worried about what happened between the PDP cycle. There are other many options which we can take from, and one of those options he said was we can either vote them out or we vote them in. That is quite acceptable also. But my thought on that is a little bit worrisome, because the whole essence of federal character, the whole essence of equity, justice, and fairness are being thrown into garbage. That's what some of us are for. I am obedient. I am useful to our nation. I am for Obi and Dati. That's true. That's who I'm standing for. But as a Nigerian who is a Christian, feels spited, feels unimportant, feels disregarded, feels looked down upon by Tinubu and his cohorts. We aren't actually worried about his choice in particular. You guys can understand, even before the moment he won the primaries. I remember the CAN president and some other Christian bodies within Nigeria raised their concerns, raised their worries, and they said Bola Ahmed Tinubu should be mindful of his choice as a VP. Having known the fragility of the Nigerian state, believe it or not, guys, since 2011, Nigeria been divided into religious line by this present president, President Muhammadu Buhari. they've actually brought religion into Nigerian politics. So the idea of Muslim, Christian doesn't matter is not yet to play. It is a very fundamental issue that needs to be discussed in a country like ours. Somebody wrote on his Facebook page, a very respected person who is also from the Southern part, and a doorman for that matter, who actually lives in the US, wrote and said, what has the Christian Muslim ticket done to salvage the situation of Nigeria? I'm going to say emphatically to this brother of ours that during the time of Olusegun Obasanjo, of the Christian Muslim ticket, the extremists that we have today never showed their ugly heads. During the time of Jeradua and Jonathan of a Muslim Christian ticket, these same extremists never showed their ugly heads. They were dealt with decisively. Now, at the tail end of Jonathan administration, there was an escalation of this terrorist group today called the Boko Haram. As a result of the indirect support that they had from major stakeholders within the corridor of power, people like the now president of Nigeria, people like Kazim Shatima, who is the vice presidential candidate of APC today, and many other prominent called Northern Muslims actually fought against Jonathan administration in wiping out Boko Haram. I remember vividly where this same Shatima was seen in a photo eating with Boko Haram's in their den. I also remembered that the then Minister of Education, now Governor of Rivers State, Nyesom Wike, personally wrote a letter to the then Governor of Borno State, Kazim Shatima, over the plots of the Boko Haram sect to kidnap the Chibok. And he was advised by the then minister to take the entire Chibok guests away from their dormitory to another place where they can write their WAEC exams. Which this same guy, the vice presidential candidate of APC, Senator Kazim Shatima, refused. And we know the aftermath. I can also remember that this same Senator Kazim Shatima said in one of his broadcasts within 2014, no, between 2012 and 2014, that why is Gulo Jonathan killing the Boko Haram set? He said, dear brother, which is President Yaradua, did not kill the Niger Delta militants or agitators. Rather, he gave them amnesty. And Senator Kasim Shatima was requesting for an amnesty for the Boko Haram set. I can also remember Kabiru Sokoto, the Christmas Day bomber that wiped away about 37 Christians on Christmas morning, was found at Senator Kasim Shatima's residence in Abuja. These are, and many, many other things, is making those of us who are of the Christian faith to be mindful of the choice being made by Bola Ahmed Tinubu. When I was driving to work now, this morning, my car had some issues, so I took the public transport. The vehicle I boarded or I chartered, luckily for me, he was from Bondo State, and Hausa precisely, a Muslim. And while we were, on a ride, there was a flash news, they call it news headline, early morning newspaper. And the issue of the Muslim ticket came up. And this young man said, I am a core Muslim from Bondo State. I will not support a Muslim ticket. That many Northerners I quote, are against the Muslim ticket because they know the consequences of that action. But I begin to worry that our certain brothers who call themselves Christians will want to defend the indefendable, want to stand by what is against their belief and faith, want to feel as if they are more intelligent than the Northerners. And I began to wonder, will you dare, I repeat, will you dare have a Christian ticket in Nigeria? And you think there will be no aftermath reaction immediately in the northern part of Nigeria? It is that time, guys, we begin to tell ourselves the truth. 2023 is a time that we cannot miss. If with a Christian Muslim ticket in 2015 to 2023, the Christians are still being killed in droves without no action being taken by the government of the day. What do you think will be the aftermath if peradventure Ahmed Bola Tinubu won the 2023 election? Do not forget, guys, in 2014, when the then candidate of APC, Muhammadu Buhari, was searching for a vice presidential candidate, Ahmed Bola Tinubu wanted to step into the shoe. Many people, like Femi Kayode, former Minister of Aviation, like this same guy in Kaduna today who has become something else, Aerofile. and many others stood against a Muslim ticket, which made Bola Tinubu to jetty that idea of becoming the vice president and sent his boy, Professor Yemi Osinbajo. Now, my question had always been, what had changed between 2015 and 2022? I can say emphatically, guys, that as at 2015, the closeness of the two major religions in Nigeria was even better than it is today. The president of Nigeria is a Muslim. The head of the legislature, is a Muslim. The two heads of the legislature are Muslims, both the lower house and the upper house. The head of the judiciary is a Muslim. All the military heads are all Muslims, except one or two. 75% of the ministers and the ministers from the north, 7% of the ministers from the north are on Muslim extraction. 80% of the aides of the president are of the Muslim religion. This is a government that have a Muslim and a Christian ticket. Majority of the Christians in this government are actually employed or appointed by Yemi Osinbajo. Now, guys, think like me. What would now be the fate of Nigerians if the two leading citizens of this nation automatically becomes of one faith? It means the Nigerian state is already gearing towards Islamization agenda. Believe it, guys, I, as one who is of another faith, is already jittery over the choice of the APC presidential candidate. He has never been my favorite candidate anyways. If you put Bola and this system, Muslim and Atiku Christian, I would prefer Atiku Christian to a certain Muslim. That's the truth of matter there. Now, how did Bola Tinubu get to this place? That's going to be our point. I'm going to read some statement that was made by eminent, close friends of Bola Tinubu, and what they said and what they felt he did wrongly in the quest to get his VP. Okay, guys. So just stay with me quickly. As we do this, we'll do more narration along the line. Now, the first year I have is the Tinubu Muslim ticket is a disastrous error, dead on arrival. Is by Babashei Lawal, the former, secretary of the federal government. So, former secretary to the federal government of the federation, Babashei Lawal, has faulted the announcement of a Muslim ticket by the presidential candidate of the All Progressive Congress, Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Lawal, in a note he personally signed on Tuesday, described the decision as a disastrous error. Mr. Tinubu on Sunday had announced former Borno State Governor Kashim Shettima as a running mate in the 2023 presidential election. Both men are Muslims. Mr. Lawal, who backed Tinubu during the APC presidential primary, said the choice of Mr. Shettima was a sign that the APC presidential candidate has been cornered by self-serving, hero-worshipping lapdogs. The northern governors and some northern Muslim elites must have persuaded him that they will never vote for a ticket that has a northern Christian on it. And he has agreed with them, Mr. Lawal said. This is painful, guys. Okay, this is quite painful. We must be able to tell ourselves the honest truth. Okay, but if he thinks a Muslim ticket will win him the northern Muslim vote, he should have a rethink. They will massively vote for one of their sons because it is in their nature to do so. Buhari, their first son, will not be on the ballot in 2023. Atiku, their second son, will be. And he continued, I thought I will be able to avoid commenting on the disastrous error by my very good friend, Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu, in the choice of a running mate. I will be the very last person to stand in the way of my good friend Tinubu path to the presidency. This is because since 2011, my consuming passion has been for him to succeed Buhari as the president of Nigeria. It will not be true if I say that I did not see it coming. I have often read his body language, picked up snippets from several discussions with his lapdog, some of whom sadly are Christians, but most of whom are Muslims. And I have conveyed my reservation to them against the pitfall of a Muslim ticket towards which I sense they were drifting. As part of my obligation to him, a close friend, I had on many occasions argued the merit and demerit of both tickets. Done so in both verbal and written form, and I have likewise done so with some of his close, respectable associates and friends. In all instances, I have left him with the sole responsibility for his final decision, arguing that in the end, the consequences of the outcome of any bad decision will be his to bear. There might be some collateral damage, though. I have also on several occasions passed on to him counsels and messages from some well-meaning Nigerians intended to alert him on the possible outcome of the presidential ticket permutation. Tinubu is a very good man. He's a great listener. He has a very humble and friendly disposition to everyone. He is very generous in both cash and kind, especially where it would advance his political interests. But I have realized that it is in the nature of power that sycophants and lapdogs have the most influence on leaders with such character traits. They will lie to him, malign and disparage others, and generally do anything to curry his favor and to also put well-meaning associates in bad light. I suspect this is what has happened to my friend. He has been cornered by self-serving, hero-worshipping lapdogs. It never used to be like this. While in his 8 days in Lagos, he surrounded himself with smart, wise guys that could tell truth to power. He had Rafs, Arebeshola, Yemi Osibanjo, Babatunde Fashola, Dele Alake, Moise Banire, etc. The Lagos days were the days of think tank, strategic planning, monitoring and evaluation, principles and ideologies. But these people have since grown up and moved to establish their own system, leaving my friend stranded. Nature, they say, abhors vacuum. Welcome the Abuja equivalent. But the Abuja equivalent are people inflicted with the modern Nigerian disease, religious bigotry, psychophancy, and morbid tribalism. They are mostly political jobbers who are most times not adverse to the application of diabolical means. Gone are the days of think tank and strategic planning. Gone are the days of principles and ideologies. Try and call a meeting. Try and make plans that we sabotage it. Everything is ad hoc. Everything is chaotic because they excel in such environment. The result is that they have played on his long-term ambition to be president and have built it into a source of desperation and a crescendo that easily justify this satanic resort to a Muslim ticket. This is the calamity that has befallen my friend. And why Kazim Shatima is an over-ambitious man who has a Machiavellian bent and has a lot of money with which to procure a preferred candidate statue among Tinubu's lapdog. And as we are beginning to see, to also procure bogus support, especially from among the Christian community, to help launder this no so good image. But as the popular proverb says, those whom the gods want to destroy, they first make mad. It appears that the gods want to destroy the APC and its presidential candidate and has chosen the instrumentality of the northern Muslim governors and their super ambitious tool and Kashim Ibrahim for this purpose. Alhaji Kashim Shatima is a Greek gift from the national governors to the board. I advise Bola to make sure Kashima 2 hands are always in his plan, sight and empty. True, based on the advice of his new friends, Bola Tinubu had made his choice, and I am sure he thinks he is ready for the outcome of that choice. He has chosen to bring religion to the front burner of the Nigerian politics. And being a Muslim, he has chosen to take side with his own religion. For he cares Christians can go to places with their vote. But he must also be told that there will be consequences for this choice. Some of them are that Christians all over the country will revolt against the APC to put the chances of his election in serious jeopardy. It will also put the election of all Christians standing for election in Christian-dominated area in jeopardy. This could result in PDP being a minority party, both in the national and the state house of assembly. Now tell me which Christian will vote for APC with the following contraction. Muslim presidential candidate, Lagos. Muslim vice presidential candidate, Borno. Muslim national chairman, APC, Nasarawa. Muslim deputy national chairman, Borno. Muslim president, Katsina. Muslim senate president, Yobe. Muslim speaker, Lagos. Muslim deputy speaker, Plateau, etc. APC the great. Why na dem trial? The northern governors and some northern Muslim elite must have persuaded him that they will never vote for a ticket that has a Northern Christian in it. And he has agreed with them. But if he thinks a Muslim ticket will win him the Northern Muslim vote, he should have a rethink. They will massively vote for one of their sons because it is in their nature to do so. Buhari, their first son, will not be on the ballot, but Atiku, their second son, will be. Proof of a possible Islamic agenda was leaked when Governor Ganduje, the Kadmu Islam, gave advance notice that Tinubu had assured them he would be nominated a Muslim as running mate. For those who might not know, Governor Ganduje has a foundation called Ganduje Foundation, which purpose, according to his website, is to provide selfless service to humanity and Islam. For those primary purposes, it appears in the conversion of Christians to Muslim. So if my very good friend Tinubu, in a desperate bid to become president, allowed himself to make into a religious bigot or even a mujahideen, is welcome. But it is a risk that will not play out positively for his presidential bid. But were he to win and become president of Nigeria, it will be as a sessional president, an Islamic president, and he will surely face massive disconnect and opposition even before taking off. Expecting Nigerians to ignore this crass insensitivity to the country diversity amount to acceding to the perpetration of very grave injustice and discrimination against a huge segment of the society. No one who seeks to be president of Nigeria should ever deploy the tool of religion extremism and exclusivism as a tool to win election. This is very, very dangerous, and this is very bad, sad. But buying any last-minute change of my Bola has made his choice. It should be bluntly told that in this choice, Nigerian Christians clearly see a pending Islamic Republic of Nigeria in the infancy and are right to be excessively anxious. There is a gloom among the Christian community all over the country. Since Tinubu announced Kassim Kashima as his running mate, are generality of the Muslim unhappy with this? The answer is, are the generality of the Muslim who are happy with this? The answer is resounding no. How can they respond? The decision as to how to respond to this deliberately senseless act of provocation is both corporate to each religion group and also personal to each voter that love peace and hate injustice. Christians want to continue to live peacefully with their Muslim neighbors at home, at school, at the workplace, in the market, on the street, as we have always done or desire to do. And I am sure Muslims share this view too. No one person ambition to rule over us should be allowed to set us apart at war with one another. Bola Tinubu should be compelled upon by whoever can do so to rescind this decision. President Muhammadu Buhari should exercise his power as the commander-in-chief and as the APC leader to revoke this nomination of a VP by Tinubu. The APC national chairman should refuse to sign the nomination form, if not resented. There is a story in the Bible on how some people responded to similar provocation. And when all these Israelites saw that the king did not listen to them, they go answer the king. What portion do we have in David? We have no inheritance in the son of Jesse. To your tent, O Israel. Look now to your own house, David. So Israel went to their tent. 1 Kings chapter 12, verse 15. I would love for Bola to be our next president, but I am afraid a Muslim ticket will be dead on arrival. And the arrival date, according to INEC election time, is 25th February 2023. This ticket will drag down the whole APC member to the pit. We all should reject it. Engineer Babashei Lawal. Now, this is a friend. This is one time, one time, what's it called? Secretary to the federal government of Nigeria, who is from the north. He wrote this very lengthy, write-up that I just put up before you right now. Okay, now this is to show that some of us must begin to see things from the angle it is from. This is not, it's not going to be a laughing matter. This is a national who lives within them, who knows that this is an infancy Islamic state on the known. Now I'm going to read another one for you again from the Christians from the north. Okay? Christians from the north, look at what they said. Why we can no longer campaign for Tinubu presidential by northern APC Christians. Why we can no longer campaign for a Christian or for Tinubu's presidential bid, northern APC Christians. Christians of northern extraction in the All Progressive Congress have said they can no longer campaign for the party presidential candidate Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu because of his choice of a Muslim running mate. They made this position known in a communique issued to journalists on Tuesday following an emergency meeting of the group in Abuja, where the issue of the religious coloration of the APC presidential ticket and its implication for the nation was on the front burner. According to the communique jointly signed by Professor Duncan Sheni, Chairman, and General Ishaya Bahuka, Secretary, the group explained that Tinubu's selection of a Muslim running mate had separated the Christians in the north and portrayed the APC as a party that is insensitive to their yearnings. It was that if the selection of Senator Kashim Shettima as a party vice presidential president candidate is not reversed before July 15th, there would be serious and grave consequences. The communique reads, the Christian politicians in the 19 northern states within APC met in Abuja to deliberate on the issue of the party Muslim president and vice presidential candidate and the implication for the nation. The meeting decided as follows, that as Christians within APC, we cannot, in all fairness to our conscience and our faith, go to our various constituencies to campaign for a Muslim ticket. Nigeria is a multi-religious and a constitutional democracy. The current political atmosphere of the nation is different from what occurred in 1993, and therefore a Muslim ticket is unacceptable. The selection of a Muslim vice presidential candidate portrays insensitivity in the Christians in the nation. The fear of the Christians in the north and the nation in general is that the APC party will be viewed as an Islamic party and that the Muslim ticket was not possible in 2015. Why should it be possible in 2023? More so that we are apprehensive that the person picked might have had a hand in the Chibok Guest saga and other terror activities. Muslim ticket would undermine the election chances of Christian candidates in APC in the various states in and the whole nation. The Christian in the north, and the chairman of the party, deputy chairman, a Muslim. The president of the Senate is a Muslim. The speaker of the Senate is a Muslim. And now both the presidential and vice presidential candidate are all Muslims. Apart from this, violating the Constitution, Section 14, subsection 3, if this was to that all these were Christians, can any Muslim in the north be able to sell the APC presidential ticket to any Muslim woman? If the selection of a Muslim vice president candidate is not changed, there will be serious and grave consequences. All this moment of national peril, what should be paramount in Nigeria is unity and not infrastructure or economy. For without unity, we cannot build. Any party or candidate that elevate the greed of a few above the need of the many has no business running in the affairs of Nigeria. Now, this is what's actually happening, guys. So people are expressing their displeasure over the choice. Now, this is at the north. I'm trying to bring out what the northern Nigerians are saying. The Christians within the north, what they are saying over the choice of Ahmed Bola Tinubu. It is a disaster. Some will say, "Oh, but you are not supposed to be there. You are for Obi. Why are you prognosing into APC affair?" Guys, we aren't prognosing because we know in Nigeria that we are. That sometimes they can rig an election through and force on us what will make us to cry tomorrow, just like they did. What like it did to us, in 2015. What like it did to us in 2019. We all know Article 1 in 2019 election, not Buhari, but they forced him on us. We violently rejected Buhari, but they forced Buhari on us for the second time. Buhari did not win the election in 2015, but they forced him on us because they wanted Jonathan to leave power at all cost. So if this thing go active within the corridor of power, they can force a Muslim ticket on Nigerians, and at the end of the day, we have no choice to say nothing. And we're going to experience worse than what we are experiencing today in this nation. Yes, but some of us are crying before it happens. Let me tell you something, a little bit story. In 1976, when Olusegun Obasanjo came to power, he prepared the ground for the 1979 general election between Shehu Shagari, Bafemi Awolowo, and Nnamdi Azikiwe. Do not forget, in 1979 election, Chief Bafemi Awolowo actually had a Christian ticket. And Olusegun Obasanjo revolted against it. It has never been in the history of Nigeria that the same religion had ever been accepted. No inflation. Anyone can come to tell you it doesn't matter because of their personal gain, not because of the interest of the common man. The Nigerian state today, because of the greed of some few, we never want to accept the truth. Rather, they are ready to play the game of the arches in order for them to get into the corridor of power and get themselves enriched. Many today who are actually supporting this evil being orchestrated by some few individuals that have the intention of Islamizing Nigeria are today telling us it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, guys. I'm going to read this. I'm going to read a story to you right now. Then you understand where I'm going to. The choice of Kazim Shatima is suspicious to many of us. Having seen who this guy was, who this guy is, during 2011 to 2019. Like I said during the opening of my broadcast this morning, I gave a narration of what he did. But listen to this, guys. On the morning of December 25th, 2011, as worshippers gathered for Christmas prayer inside St. Teresa's Catholic Church, Mandela, Niger State, a bomb exploded, killing 37 worshippers. Nigerians were horrified. Who would have done this? Was a question on everyone's lips. Goodluck Jonathan, the go-to culprit for everything wrong with Nigeria, was not only blamed but cursed generously. He managed to vow to bring the culprits to justice. In no time, the man in the picture, Kabiru Umar Abubakar Diko. 1 minute, please. Yeah. Yeah, sorry, guys. In no time, the man Kabiru Umar Abubakar Diko, aka Kabiru Sokoto, was identified as the mastermind of the outrageous bombing. Security agent under strict instructions from the president, Jonathan, went crazy looking for him. And his Boko Haram cell in Abaji was discovered. But despite inflating the shell, terrorist was nowhere to be found. Intel would later led to the Asokoro Lord of Kashim Shatima, the then governor of Bondo State. And lo and behold, that was where the murderer was found and arrested. Under interrogation, he revealed more info and was taken for a search of his premises at Abaji under the command of the policeman Zakari Bihu. Now, Bihu is an interesting character who, alongside the likes of Hamza Mustafa, Sergeant Roger, and Paul Okuntimo, did Abacha sordid jobs. It was he who slapped the journalist Chris Ayahu, almost blinding her in one eye for publishing an embarrassing story about Abacha. Ms. Wanyahu, who later dragged him to the Aputa panel, where he showed absolutely no remorse, but instead laughed it off, even cracking jokes. Reverend Father Coker and Justice Oputa would, in an absence gesture that seemed like a profound appropriation of divine, we ask Ayahu to forgive and forget, hug the man, and let bygone be bygone. A Somolusheka would have captured in a sharing article on Tel magazine, but the unforgiving Olusegun Obasanjo, like he did to all the lunatic of the Abacha era, would retire the policeman immediately how Zakari Bello sneaked back into the Nigerian police force under President Yaradua remained unnoticed until he was implicated in the escape of Kabiru Sokoto. Just hours after Kabiru Sokoto was taken for his search in his home in Abaji under the command of the news came that the terrorists had escaped custody on their way to Abaji. A livid Jonathan quickly got Zakari Biu and everyone involved arrested and ordered for Sokoto to be produced by whatsoever means. And that set of state security agents would later track him to Biu village, where after a heavy gunshot between his men and the security agent, he was arrested and under tight security, transferred to Abuja and charged to court on December 20, 2013. He was handed a life sentence by a judge who remarked that the terrorist showed zero remorse for the murder he committed. Why was Kabiru Sokoto hiding in Borno State Governor's Lodge in Asokoro? Why was Kashim Shettima vehemently opposed to the security directives issued by President Jonathan with respect to the Boko Haram crisis, such that it culminated in the Chibok tragedy? And even after Jonathan lost in 2015, he was still so bitter about the former president's handling of the terror group that during his swearing in as a second-term governor of Borno State on May 29, 2015, he said Jonathan was a hostile federal government, which also saw the insurrection from the most perverted, narrow, and irresponsible brims. Why was Shettima insistent on amnesty for Boko Haram, even 3 years after the presiding judge in Kabiru Sokoto case claimed state Sokoto did not show any remorse in the course of his trial? We will keep retelling these stories for the benefit of those who are unfamiliar with our, even if only to serve as a signpost on their walk towards the next pole, and to those who have mischievously chosen to forget, so that by tomorrow, when posterity sees the Nigerian generation bequeath on them, they will know that there we each stood when it mattered, and in the word of Pius, they mean that not all of us choose to be slaves. Now, this I have to read all this for you to understand that there is a grand conspiracy. And right now, guys, the best bet, I repeat, the best bet for Nigeria today is the obedient and the useful citizens. The obedient citizens and the useful citizens is the best bet for us. The obedient citizens and the useful citizens is the best bet for us come 2023. We said even before now, we understood that these two people, the APC and the PDP, are going to be a collateral failure. Any attempt, the only way we have peace today is in Labour Party, where Obi and Dati are actually working hand in hand to make Nigeria what it is. Tinubu came with his VP. Trouble was created. Atiku came with his VP. Trouble erupted. The only VP that have come with peace, fairness, justice, and tranquility is the obedient VP. of the youthful citizens of Nigeria. It is high time we as Nigerians should think beyond ethnicity, tribalism, religion, and region. The truth of the matter is just like my candidate said, Peter Obi, said, tell me anywhere in Nigeria where food are cheaper for Muslims, so I will go and live there. Say, tell me anywhere in Nigeria where petroleum, fuel, diesel, kerosene is cheaper for Christians. Tell me so I can go there and live. Tell me anywhere in Nigeria where security is guaranteed for the Muslim. Tell me that place so I can go there and live. We have tried this all same people. They've not been able to give us what we actually needed. People said Bola Tinubu actually made Lagos. I said no, he never made Lagos. In 1885, that's when Lagos became a colony, guys. So that we also start sitting down to read history. Let no one deceive you. Lagos was built by the colonial masters, handed over to the Nigerian government in 1960. The Nigerian government now worked on Lagos. Do you know every corporation in Nigeria today has their headquarters in Lagos? The Share, the Chevrons, the NNPC, name them, they have their headquarters in Lagos. So the volume of tax they pay to the Lagos state government is massive. The Nigerian Port Authority, the international airports, when did we have all that? So for many years, the only national airport we have in Nigeria was in Lagos. For many years. So everybody fly from whichever part of Nigeria into Lagos. So this massive infrastructural development created by the federal government before Abuja was made the capital of Nigeria actually made Lagos who they are. The only thing that Bola Tinubu did is to impoverish the Lagosians. Anytime there's a rainfall in Lagos today, the entire Eco-Atlantic are taken over by flood. Is that a Lagos that he left behind? When we talk about, it's like none of us have been to Lagos before. The Lagos we see today are actually being built by individuals. Go to Lekki Phase 1, Phase 2, Banana Land, These are not the handwork of the government. These are handwork of individual real estate developers. Why are people tripping into Lagos? Because Lagos have been built to be the commercial hub of Nigerian nation. Not by Bola Tinubu, but by the federal government. He had done little or nothing to actually support the government. Rather, he had turned Lagos to be an empire of his. He has actually enriched himself at the detriment of the Lagosians. He has bought practically the ocean. He has surfeited the ocean and turned it into a land. He has taken over all government parastatals and conveyed it into his own. Do not forget, guys, Bola Tinubu was actually the first guy who actually made that law, that very retrogressive law of pension for governors, who they are now being paid 300% of their salary while they were in government. Whereby they want to build a house in Lagos and one in Abuja in the area of their choices. They'll be given 5 cars every 2 years. They'll be having policemen escort there. Why will be having policemen escort? They will be having this and that. All these people, all these are still being collected today by Bola Tinubu. But this is what Peter Obi never did. He never collected a kobo after he left office. This is a sign of a man that we can trust Nigeria in his hands today. I'm not saying Peter Obi is a saint, but I think it's better to help us actually revitalize states. This already failed state in this nation called Nigeria. I'm employing every Nigerian today to kindly let's support a movement of poverty to where we can be smiling and laugh again. I want to say, good morning, guys. This is me, your brother, your friend, Humanitarian, right here this morning. Maybe later in the day, I'm putting up something I'm going to write, a very beautiful piece up. I believe maybe by the end of today, I will be able to do that, and I will get us across to it. Okay, guys. Hello, am I having someone there? Am I having someone there?
I can hear you.
Yeah, good morning, guy, my brother.
Yeah, good morning.
Yeah, you are live with me right now.
Yeah, I just entered now.
Okay, can you do you want to contribute to what I'll be talking about?
Just now, I just entered online, so I don't know what the topic is all about.
You said?
I just entered online now.
Okay, we'll be talking about the Muslim tickets of APC. Okay. That have been the issue.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So do you have anything to say about that? Because we just have 10 minutes to go.
Yeah, this issue of Muslim ticket, honestly, is a very big slap to Christian, and also is also our own favor for all the supporters of obedience. You understand? So because God works in a mysterious way, and one thing that I have to say that for we Christians, you understand?
I think your voice is quite low, sir. You can increase your volume so they can hear you.
Okay. Is a very big slap to us, we that obedient family. And one thing that I have to say that in anything that will happen, I know that APC cannot change the ticket again, because Bola Ahmed Tinubu, that man knows what he's doing. You understand? Like the conversation that I had yesterday, the man we went to North, and they told the North that he know what he's doing, that he doesn't care what Christians will do, and they come back to Lagos and they use a bullion van to deceive Christians by giving them money. But this time around, it's not going to work. You understand?
Okay, thank you, brother.
All of them, yeah. Can you hear me?
Mr. Serious, throw a light on what we just discussed. Thank you, brother.
Okay.
Yeah, I can hear you. Can someone else just throw light on what we have now? Mr. Siri, can you throw light on what we just discussed now?
Yes, I can throw lights. The Muslim ticket, I think, is a big slap in the face of Nigerians. But at the same time, I think this Tinubu is a master is a master politician in a sense, because I think the reason why he did that Muslim is because who's that? Is because he's aiming for that northern vote. And the way I see it, I think if Obi is very smart, Obi should study how Jonathan won 2011 votes. Because the way Jonathan won that 2011 was he won the South South, he won the Southeast, and he also won the Southwest. So if I am Obi, I'll be aiming for the Southwest vote. That's one vote because I think Obi is aiming for the Northern vote, and I think that's a bad move. The way you should be aiming for right now is the Southwest vote. Just because Tinubu is from the Southwest doesn't mean Tinubu will automatically win Southwest. What he can do is OB. If I'm OB right now, I'll be reaching out to people such as Wale Soyinka, the likes of Kuti family, like the Femi Kuti, or the prominent Yoruba prominent, people like that. They can help him campaign in that Southwest. But Obi should be aiming for the Southwest votes because that's how Jonathan won that 2011. He won the Southwest, Southeast, Southwest, Southeast, and South South. So if Obi's strategy right now is Obi is aiming for the Northern vote. He thinks because Tinubu is from the Southwest, so he's not going to win the Southwest. But if Obi continue with that move, Tinubu will defeat him because Tinubu has already captured that Northern vote. This Muslim strategy that he came up with. You understand what I'm saying, my brother? So Tinubu has already captured that north with this Muslim move that he made. Because if you would have made maybe pick a Christian from the north, then I can say, hey, okay, I don't know. But right now, I'll be honest with you. I think that north will go to Tinubu. Now, Obi should aim for the southwest and the middle belt. That's what me I think. Oh. I think you're muted.
Thank you very much, my brother. No, we can hear you. Thank you very much. Mr. Siri.
Yes. Good morning. Good morning.
Yeah.
Yeah, this discussion is very interesting because I'm actually a Cameroonian and I'm following this very closely. And one of the things that I want to commend you guys is that you all know that these PDP and APC are basically cousins. So whether you are into Atiku or you are into Tinubu, it's basically the same thing, but you will agree with me that the noise around Labour Party is mainly because of what Peter Obi stands for. And if you watch his interviews, you watch the rally, campaign hasn't even started, but you see the way youths both back in Nigeria and abroad are rallying about him, you would then know that this is indeed a revolution. Because when there was the debate about who will be his running mate, and he was trying to collaborate with what's the name, Kwankwaso. Personally, my wish was that alliance should not work, because there was no way, looking at it from the outside, that Kwankwaso will be the running mate of Peter Obi. That was not realistic. But for the sake of political gain and for the sake of the country, it was wished for. But now you will agree with me that Labour Party is the only party the only major party at the moment that don't have any baggage. I think you mentioned this, or one of the other contributors said it. Yeah. Because there's a lot of, if you listen to Peter Obi's ideas, everyone relates to it. And he even said it. I think he gave a speech yesterday, and he said, "Do not vote for me because I am Igbo. Vote for me because of my ideas." And I think Mike also quoted him when he said that, "Show me a road a road, show me a good road, or show me a market in the north where things are cheaper for the Hausas and the Fulanis, and I will go and buy there. So he is talking about the problems that affect Nigeria from north to south, east to west. But if you listen to this interview that Kwankwaso gave, and to be honest, I think it is that interview that from that moment Kwankwaso was already going down, was when he mentioned that Peter Obi can never win in the north. That is something that he said, that Peter Obi can never win in the north, irrespective of his ideas, irrespective of what he stands for. That is already bringing in religious and ethnical divide, which Nigerians now know that is the bedrock of their problems. But when all these PDP, APC, and so on are ganging up together for their own benefit after the election, they don't talk about religion and ethnicity.
You see the way voters vote in the north, they vote according to what their leaders tell them to vote. That's the unfortunate thing about it.
But you will agree that now there are more and more leaders in the north. There are more and more leaders. No, listen. I follow the interviews very closely. There are more and more, even senior people of PDP and APC saying now that they are obedient. This is a revolution, brother. You have to look at it
from the north, north or from the south.
I watched it on Arise this morning. They are publicly coming out. They are saying that this Muslim ticket is not going to work because Nigeria is a diverse country.
Do you know anything about northern Nigeria, though? You know how it's run.
Wait.
Of course, it's there.
Hello, guys. Now we're going to do it like this.
No. The point is that at the end of the day, Peter Obi and the Labour Party are developing strategies to reach out to the north and get the northern voters. It's true. They have not gotten it yet, but they are working to
let the host talk. The host wants to say something.
That Labour.
Okay, guys. Now, what we're going to do is this. Because of time, this early morning, because of time, 5 o'clock tonight, 5 o'clock this evening, we're going to have this broadcast. Syrian, I want you to be here. Mike, I want to be around, and many others are going to join us. Let's come here and actually brainstorm on this, because it's going to be a time we're going to be more like an interactive session. There's what I call the organic discussion. So I do that often when I was actually, broadcasting every time. I do that often. I call it organic discussion. So like what we are doing now, we try to just, come out no topic, but it's going to be on this election and what we are talking about. That will help us actually give out the best. Because I really appreciate Syrian, who is a Cameroonian, but actually have in-depth knowledge of what is happening in Nigeria. This is all we need to do. Because if you're an African, if Nigeria succeeds, so the possibility that your country is going to succeed is very, very large. Because we actually Africa. Nigeria is Africa. Until we succeed, no other Black Africa is going to succeed. There's no trouble about it. But the moment we are able to put our feet down, you see that you're going to see African, resurrecting. I'm going to give an example. When Obasanjo was in government in 1999, so to me and what's it called? And they had a military coup. Obasanjo called from his office and said, "I'm giving you 24 hours to leave the office and restore back the president, or I'm coming to your country." They obeyed immediately because they were scared. They never wanted to have anything to do with Nigeria. They quickly brought back the man who they toppled. That shows the power that Nigeria actually possesses in the community of African nations. But like today, we're just like a sleeping giant. And because we're a sleeping giant, many things are happening in Africa that is actually destroying the fabric of the African nation. That is why many of us are keen into the obedient and the useful movement to be able to restore Africa, Nigerian in quote now, back again to where we belong. Because I know if we can make it as of Nigeria, then every other African country have no other option than to make it. So you also know, because Nigeria now is practicing democracy, 90% of African countries now practice democracy. Whether it's good or bad, that's a sign. When we're into military regime, all African countries, they were all overthrowing their government. But today, no one dares it. because the giant, the giant of Africa is already pressing democracy, whether it's favorable or not. And I believe if we're able to put this right as Nigerians, every other African countries will follow suit. Thank you guys. 5 p.m. tonight, we're going to have another wonderful time again together. I need to go back to work right now. I'm in the office and I have to do a quick one. Thank you guys. Siri, Mike, and every one of you that came on, I appreciate you guys. 5 p.m. tonight. Bye for now.